So, how do you femininely communicate your standards to a guy that you're speaking to without coming off too masculine or aggressive? Let's find out. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jumoke Win and I'm one half of Win at Love. And if you enjoy videos like this, make sure that you do subscribe and you hit that bell so that you can continue to get more great content. So today is going to be a little bit more free flowing and more of a chatty talk, right? So a lot of our clients have been having this issue lately. Like it's been a theme this week. So I thought it might be a great teaching moment for you ladies. One of our clients, she had posted in the group, date or hang out. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you and then I'm going to give you what I recommended to her, and hopefully that it helps you when it comes to your communication with men and improving in your femininity. Okay, so date or hang out. I've gone on a few dates with this guy, and all of them have included his friends at some point of the date. He invites me to a lot of social things like friends' birthday parties, festivals, etc. It ends up being me, him, and a group of his friends. I don't really like it because it doesn't feel romantic and it feels as though he acts like we're already together in front of them, like calling me little names. He just asked me to another festival this weekend and I wanted to check in with you all before responding. What's the best way to clarify if this is a date versus a hangout? And how to not always include his friends every time? Which is a great question. Here's the thing. A lot of women expect men to come and show up in this very perfect way and not to women just, it's this common thing of he should know. And we tell our clients, you don't ever have a he should know. Should is probably the worst word that you can use when it comes to dating because no one should do anything. It's just you have how you feel and your standards, and everyone is different. So we should never just assume men should know these things. We should give a bit of grace, but also we need to speak up and let them know what our standards are. The issue is that women fall into two extremes. Either they don't say anything at all and they just block a man, or they just get dragged through the mud and they let men treat them however without advocating for themselves. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have women who are too masculine, too aggressive. No is a complete sentence, and I don't want to do that. Da, 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 da. And they just have such a lack of humility, a lack of warmth, and that's not the way to go either. So I teach women in our program something I call, and I made it up, the AAA method of feminine communication. And I'm going to teach it to you. So when you are stating your standards to a man or you're setting a boundary with a man, it's important to use the AAA method. A stands for apprehension/acknowledgement. Okay. So that means that you have to acknowledge whatever effort that he's putting, even though it doesn't meet your standard or it's not in alignment with you, or maybe he's doing something that he's comfortable with, but it's crossing your personal boundaries. You still want to acknowledge things and put yourself in his shoes. Okay, he made some type of effort. You might think it's not good enough. He didn't make enough effort. He should know better. He should treat me like, again, should. Still, we're going to come off real feminine, and we are going to attract men with our femininity, our humility, and our warmth. Okay, there's a saying that says you attract bees with honey versus vinegar, right? So we still want to be graceful and tactful in the way that we speak to men, even when we don't like what they're doing. Okay, so A is appreciation/acknowledgement. Next, A is apprehension. You want to let men know how you feel. More so how you feel than how you think. I think the situation, it can vary, but mostly how you feel, because men can only protect how you feel. They can't protect how you think. And thinking and that logic that women have is it's very masculine. Feminine women, they can feel their way through and they're connected with themselves and their heart and their emotions. But women who disconnect themselves from how they feel because they think it might make them look weak and they lack an emotional intelligence usually are not the most feminine, and it does cause a lot of communication breakdown because they're not being vulnerable about how they feel about something. And when you're just telling a man how you think and not how you feel, it can come off as bossy. It can come off as, okay, why are you telling me that? There's nothing for a man to do. It's like, okay, you think how you think, I think how I think. But if you feel uncomfortable, right? You see what I'm saying? If you feel as a woman uncomfortable with something that I'm doing to you, it triggers that protective nature that men naturally have, because masculine men are pursuers, providers, and protectors. Men seek to protect feminine women. But if you are in your masculine, if you are, oh, I could do bad all by myself, I don't need no man, and you're not being vulnerable, then he can't really protect you. Okay, so it's important that you express that apprehension through how you feel and through your femininity, not through your logic, through your heart, not through your mind. Okay, and then the last day is alternative. You don't want to have a man scratching his head at how to please you. You want to make it easy. You want to femininely suggest something else that you are more comfortable with, and then you put it on the table. Okay, you have to let him either rise to the occasion, or you have to let him make the decision for himself. I cannot meet her standard. I don't really respect this boundary. And you need to let him, in a way, excuse himself from the table, right? But you can't jump the gun, excuse himself for you. Like, you can't be the one that excuses him. He has to be the one to excuse himself, or he has to be the one to come to the rescue. But you have to give him an opportunity. So how does this look? How does this look put in action? So this is why I told her, I said, you can say something like, ooh, because remember, he invited her to a festival, but her issue is that he keeps inviting other people and it's just not romantic. It's not really what she's feeling. She can say, ooh, sounds fun. We're acknowledging, okay? He invited you to a festival. He didn't have to. Right now, she doesn't know if it's a hangout or a meetup, but he wants to see her. Ooh, sounds fun. I was wondering, you can even say, I love the fact that you want to see me. Acknowledge. You're appreciating, oh, okay, you wanted to do something special with me. Love that for you, okay? Now, apprehension. I was wondering, would this be a date or a hangout? It seems to be a pattern that we only hang out with your friends when we're together, okay? That's her apprehension. Is this a hangout? Is this a date? I'm apprehensive because we only hang out with your friends. Now, alternative, okay? Don't leave them guessing. I'd prefer, what do you prefer instead? Okay, don't leave them, I don't want to do that. What else do you want to do? I prefer to go on dates alone with you so I can get to know you better individually. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And throw in a couple of emojis there to keep the energy high, to keep it light, to keep it friendly. Because even if you think, wow, this man is so dumb or whatever, he should have known, and how can he treat me like that? You still want to come off open and inviting, right? Because we're not trying to just shoot men down. We still want to create some type of space for reconciliation, okay? And that's it. And then you see what he says from there. If he says, oh, I'm not really feeling that, or I don't want to do that, or no, my friends have to come along, and it doesn't work with you, then you let him go. That's it. Oh, okay, I understand. Friendship is a big deal. Unfortunately, this isn't going to work for me, but I wish you all the best. Boom. Stop manufacturing your own unhappiness, right? It doesn't have to be mean. It doesn't have to be a big deal. You don't have to sit here and say, how did your mama raise you? Your mama ain't raised you to treat no woman. You don't have to do all that. That's it. So let me know what you guys think. Is this something new? Do you guys like videos like this? More talking, more chatty. Are you guys going to implement the AAA method in your communication with men? Let me know your comments in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.